If I'm just thinking about one or two other things to cover, there's one FF thing. There's also one WoW thing because it's hit the top of the WoW subreddit. Terran Gregory, he did the tweet. The tweet is just game dev is hard and a combination of many seen and unseen factors. That's absolutely true.
Of course.
I could talk about how the reason why you guys have not seen game content for us is very much because of local funding structures, which has been an absolute pain in the ass, the one we've sort of broken through. But yeah, there's seen factors, there's unseen factors, absolutely. But the next line he says is, but candidly, nothing stings quite as badly as the accusation that the devs don't care. That realistically is a situation where these devs are going to be putting, I think given everything going on, they're almost certainly crunching into oblivion for this one.
Definitely.
And it absolutely is going to sting really, really bad for those devs when, people say they don't care. And that's why. Now, I entirely agree with Terran Gregory's statement there. And just nobody give the guy shit. Terran's great. Terran's great. We like Terran. That's how it is.
Yeah.
I think the thing is, they can care about the game and about all of that stuff. But iffy decisions can be made and learnings cannot be learnt and mistakes can be repeated. And that will foster the perception that they do not care. And that happens, I think, as Terran actually, purposefully or not, points out, is that it's a combination of many seen and unseen factors.
Yeah. Definitely.
So, all this dumb shit that WoW's full of these days. I hope the dumb shit in WoW is because of unseen factors.
Yeah.
Because at least you could feel a bit better about why aspects of the game are overly complicated. Yep. But yeah, look, they do care. That doesn't mean, it's like caring's great, intent's great, but, sort of outcome is the bit that matters. And it's just that thing of, developers' game or developers' job is to develop a thing for a company, and then that company has customers. Those customers have absolutely got a right to, voice their feedback. And if there's a situation where communication from the development team isn't really up to snuff and mistakes keep on getting made, I mean, it absolutely will sting when people say that the devs don't care. But I can totally understand why people will say that, because they don't feel listened to. In the same way that in any other thing in the world, if people have the same problems happening again and again and again, they're going to not feel listened to, and maybe they'll think that there's not the care there. Even though I think that there is the care and the good intent, it's just I don't think it often leads to the good outcomes.
Yeah, anyway, I mean that's fundamentally it. You can care and still do the wrong thing. Yeah, it's like it's not quite as simple as like hitting up r/WoW and going, okay, sort by top month, let's implement all this stuff. Sorted. Happy days. Easy crack. It's not like that. You can care all day long and make mistakes. I mean, it's the same. Like I care very much about everything we do here, and I still fuck shit up multiple times a day. Like, just by nature of devs are only human. People are only human.
And actually, sometimes you can care so much that you fuck up.
Yeah, you can care too much about the wrong thing.
Sunk cost fallacy.
Yeah.
The blinders go on.
Yep.
I think that happens humongously in World of Warcraft, and I absolutely cannot say that it's something that doesn't happen with us. Yep. To the tune of significant expense. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, I mean, the first project you worked on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know roughly how much that cost and how much of a fucking mistake most of my decision making regarding that was.
Yeah.
So it's like you live and you learn, I guess. It's just the thing. I think when it's a live game, there is this like dev player relationship, and right now that's the thing that needs to really be mended, and it doesn't seem like Blizzard really wants to do that because we're not investing in community resources, it seems. So it's it's an interesting thing. I think it's actually a lose-lose for players and developers.
Yeah,
it's just that you'll always have the percentage of the percentage of the percentage who will be total cocks about it.
Yeah.
And that's going to be your issue, and then the problem is obviously negativity bias and feedback.
Yeah.
So you will remember the stings a lot more than you will remember the happy comments.
Yeah. And there's just one more thing. Whenever someone cares about doing the right thing, they'll care about doing the right thing. They won't care about proving they care, which can make it look like they don't care because they're too busy trying to do the right thing. It's like This is absolutely not analogous to World of Warcraft in any capacity, because it's significantly more direct. But almost the example of how to explain that, I'm thinking, is when a parent's doing the right thing for their child, but it's not the thing the child wants to have happen at that moment in time. Be it some sort of like form of discipline or whatever else. It's like, this is the right thing. I'm doing the right thing that I care, but it's not going to feel like I care.
Yeah.
Not analogous to World of Warcraft in any form, but
it's analogous
the
to
concept.
The group who experience someone else's decisions and don't have the power really to change them.
Yeah.
Not an infantilization of the player base from a parent-child relationship.
Yeah.
Sort of analogy.
Yeah.
But yeah. So there's that. I just saw that floating around, and I thought, may as well speak a few words about it. TLDR. Don't be massive cocks to individual developers, but you see my Twitter account, like I'm happy enough to be spicy because I feel like the same mistakes have been repeated to the point of essentially absurdity, and because of that, I'm a little bit more willing to ratchet it up.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of people are these days.
Yeah,
that's just how it is. I think it's pretty obvious there's issues that we don't want to see repeated.
Yep, criticize ideas, but not developers.
Better. Yep.
Feedback, contrary to what Yandere Dev thinks, criticism is often how a game does get better. It just needs to be the correct criticism directed in the correct way.
Yeah,
which is 0.001% of criticism. But
I mean, Chesson just said in chat, the community is honestly brutal as hell with the developers. Like, they're brutal because they can be quite brutal. Yeah, we can be too, because we see things where like you've made this this blatant design flaw so many times in a row. Why? It's like people have tried being, every emotion on the list of emotions. Every sort of type of tact possible. Yeah. And it very much seems like a we know best, attitude going on, and I think that's why, it's getting to the stage that it's sort of getting to, where it is what it sort of things are what they are now, which is quite tricky. Hi, Yandere Dev. That shit's so funny.
Yep, I disagree. Several people are typing. There's such power to that Discord message. Several people are typing.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Well, the whole Yandere Dev story's it's a fun one.
Oh, unreasonable.
I mean, maybe we should cover it on our news channel as like a documentary someday, but I don't know if that would be just poking a big hornet's nest that would be worth it.
Yeah, that would be. That would be kicking a man when he's down. Just doesn't realize he's down.
I
think that's the way of it.
Matt, what was the project you botched? Matt had absolutely nothing to do with that project being botched.
I have a T-shirt from when we showed that project off in the corner of my room. I do look at it and then list through all the things I did wrong going through it, but why has that been destroyed?
Because honestly, I was just like
idle,
idly fiddling around.
Fair.
We have literally hundreds and hundreds of these flyers from Gamescom, like 20. No, it wasn't Gamescom.
It was EGX 2018.
But hey, Ethan's art, Jass's art, Jass's rigs, Jass's animations for this. It was all sick. Should probably show it off to people someday properly. Anyway.
Yep.
What a good one that was. Definitely no fucking scars in the team from that.
Nope. No, sir.
Nothing like an abandoned project.
Yeah, it's like it's funny how like it's been years and I just don't think about it very often, but every time I see the shirt I'm just like, fuck, someday I will take another crack at that kind of combat and succeed. Someday.
Ah, boy.
Someday.